So in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to publish your scripts publicly or privately if you so choose. So here I have our higher time frame 50 EMA script, which I've created in the higher time frame lesson section. The code is basically the same. I'm just going to change this back to one line. And so what I'm going to do here is I actually have a script that I published to the public TradingView library referencing this higher time frame code. But the script that I have up on the TradingView library actually has a repainting issue, and it hasn't got this repaint code added to it. So what I'm going to do for this lesson is I'm going to show you how to update an existing script by clicking this publish script button. So this is the code I want to update my script with. All that I've changed is I've added the repainting solution to the code. So now if I go to publish script, you can read this if you've never read it before. It's important to read it, but basically there are a few rules that you need to follow when you're publishing public scripts. And it's basically just explaining some common sense things. Like if you're going to create a script and publish it publicly, you should explain how it works, and your script should not give any false claims or do anything malicious, and they should just generally be held to a decent standard of quality. So now if I click continue publishing, this publish script box will pop up here. And so this is pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to go into too much detail here. But what I will say is that if you're publishing a new script, here is where you write your page title. And this is what your script will be named in the indicator box. So if you would add the indicator, this is what the name would be. You can see I've got a few scripts here under my name. And these are all the page names, the page titles that I put in here, the script title. And so it's important that you name this correctly, or to your preference, before you publish your script. Make sure there's no typos and you've got the casing how you want and the right name and everything, because this is permanent. Once this thing goes live, you have 15 minutes to edit any of the information you've published here, and then it's permanently engraved in the halls of TradingView scripts. And the only way to get it removed is to contact a moderator and give them a really good reason why you should have it removed. The reason for that is they don't want people adding scripts and then people running into problems with the script or getting really attached to the script. Maybe you write a really good script and then you just suddenly delete it, or there's an issue with your script that maybe you were a scammer or something like that and you want to delete the evidence. This measure is for transparency's sake on TradingView's side. And so what that means is you need to make very sure that you want to release your script publicly if you're going to do so, because it's up there forever. So do not publish anything that is sensitive to you or something that you want to keep a secret, because once it's out there forever. So here you have your script description, and basically you just need to explain how it's meant to be used. And if it's similar to any existing scripts, you should explain why it's different, what makes it different. You have a few formatting options here. You can italicize your text, and this is all using bb-code or whatever it's called. So like foreign code. So this will be bold if you use the B tag. And then you have lists. So anything you put in these lists will take the form of a list. You can put links in. So you're not allowed to reference your website unless you're a Pro Plus member of TradingView, I believe. The highest tier membership. Only they are allowed to advertise in their scripts. So if you see any of my scripts with my web address in the description, that's because I have upgraded my account to allow that functionality. And it's important to mention that because I've gotten in trouble once before where I published a script with my Trading Mentors website in it, and the script got removed for advertising, even though it wasn't even my website. So that's important to point out. You can link to anything else though, so anything that's relevant to your scripts, to understanding your script, you can link to that. That rule is just for stopping people from spamming advertising in their own scripts, unless they are paying TradingView good money to do so. The next thing we have here is chart or idea snapshot image. So if you type in a URL to a published script or a published idea, so like an analysis, published analysis, or a screenshot image URL, then you can actually insert that into your script description, and it will show up as a visual element in your script description. And then finally, you have symbol. So you can insert a market symbol. And I believe it just embeds a TradingView chart into your script description. And I've never used this feature actually, to be honest with you. So I'm not sure if that includes your script code over that symbol or not. I'm assuming it does. But anyway, I'll leave that for you to play around with. So that's the gist of what all these buttons do. And we've got our title up here. We've got our description here. So we could write here, this script is a higher time frame EMA. You'd want to go into much more detail than this, but that's what this box is for. If we go down here, you have a couple of visibility options. So if you leave it on open, that means that the script is public and anyone can favorite the script, apply it to their chart, and see or copy the source code. So I have dozens of scripts released with this option selected. They're just open source public scripts that anyone can reference. And I have a couple of protected scripts as well. So I'll go over each of these individually, but first of all, we also have down here the category. So you need to select up to 3 categories that best describe your indicator's market analysis approach. So in this case of this higher time frame EMA, it's a moving average. And I could expand this category. It's a exponential moving average. And it's also could be used for trend analysis. So I could click that as well. And that's it. I can only select 3 categories. And so you should select the 3 categories that best explain what your script does. And this will help people when they search through the public library to see your script. Then finally, you have a bunch of tags. So you can just add your own tags down here, and a little drop-down box will appear as you type to give you valid tags. So you'd want to use as many tags as you reasonably can think of that explains what your script does. So here, higher time frames and so on. So finally, we have this little lock icon here. If you click on this, then this will publish a private script. It'll be open, but it'll be private. What this means is that the script will still be open. It'll still be open source, and anyone can add it to their chart, but it will not be publicly listed on the TradingView library. So you'll have to send the link to people to access the script. It'll just be hidden, basically, a hidden script that's still open source. So that's what this little lock does down here. So let's move on to protected. So this one is for releasing public scripts so that anyone can use it, anyone can apply it to the chart, but only you can see or modify the source code. So this is for scripts that you want the public to be able to access, but you want to also protect your intellectual property. You want to protect your source code from being stolen or referenced. This is obviously a matter of preference. Some people are more open than others. Some people like to just release everything open source, and some people like to keep their cards a little closer to their chest. So that's what this option will allow you to do. If you hit the lock icon down here, it's basically the same as open. It will be hidden from the public library, but if you send the link to someone, they can add it to their chart and use it, but they still can't see the source code. So that's what protected does. Then finally, we have invite only. So I've published a couple of premium indicators that I've spent many dozens of hours, in some cases hundreds of hours, and many months perfecting and editing and testing and improving. I have 2 scripts as of recording this that I've released as premium indicators that people have to pay to access, and I use this option in order to achieve that. So for this option, I control who can use the script, and there's a section in the script listing. It's still public. It's publicly listed on the TradingView library, but if someone clicks favorite or adds it to their chart, they'll get a access denied error on their chart unless I have given their TradingView username permission to use the script. So that's what this invite only does. It also hides the source code. So I control who uses the script. No one can see the source code. This is for private scripts. And if you click on this little lock icon, then that means it will be listed on the public library. So anyone can see it, but no one can use it till you give them permission. So this is great for just controlling access to your scripts or for publishing premium indicators and scripts like I have. And if you click this little lock icon, it does the same as the other 2, where it will publish the script, but it won't be publicly listed. It will still have this behavior. You still have to control who can access it, and they still can't see the source code, but they can't see the public link either in the library or on your home page. And so you have to send them the link to the script. So in my case with my premium indicators, I left this off because I wanted people to be aware of its existence, and I have a link in the description sending them to my website to read about it and sign up for a free trial, giving me their email address. So that's what they call an ethical bribe in marketing. So I'm exchanging a 1-month trial for my script in exchange for their email address so that I can later down the line send them information about new products or whatever I come out with. I'm more of a trader than a marketer, so I don't do a lot of that stuff, but I am aware of the basics when it comes to online marketing, and so that's why I prefer to publish my premium private scripts publicly on the public library, so people are aware of them and stumbling across the script on my website. So that's it for publishing a new script. That's what all these sections are for and what they do. It's quite simple, very simple. It's not rocket science. It's obviously a lot harder to write the script than to publish it. But if you've never done it before, there's a crash course in what all of these options do. Finally, we have the update existing script, which is what I'm going to be doing today. So here's a list of all my publicly released scripts. And in this case, I want to update my higher time frame EMA script. So I'm going to click on that. And now I've selected that. So I'm updating the source code for that higher time frame EMA script. And if we scroll down, it'll show you what has changed. So this is the version that's existing right now, and this is the new version. So I've changed a couple of lines around, and any changes are highlighted in green. So any lines of code that have changed are in green. So all I've changed here is I've added the repainting functionality to the script. So that's just a side-by-side text comparison. You can also go to inline, which will show you an inline version. There's not much to say about that. Then we have our categories. I could change these if I wanted to. And our tags down the bottom, I could add a couple more here if I wanted to, like EMA, add that on the end. And finally, what goes in here is the current update version. It's kind of like a change log. So what I will do here is I'll just say fixed repainting issue, and that's ready to go. That's all I did in this update, and I'm updating the correct script. So now if I hit publish new version, TradingView will update the script for me. And now if I go to my profile, my public scripts section where I list all of the scripts I've created, I can find the higher time frame EMA. Here it is. If I click on that, you can see the it's now updated to New Zealand yen chart, the chart we had open. And here's my latest release note, published 1 minute ago, fixed repainting issue. And there's the new source code. It's open source. Anyone can access the source code to this script. That's how you update a script. That's about all you need to know. One last thing I forgot to mention is that if you publish a private script and you unlist it, like I have here, this is a script I'm working on for a client who asked me to create a script for him, a strategy script for him based on his trading plan rules. I'm the only one who can see this. I published this as a private script, so an invite-only script, and it's unlisted on the public library. So I'm in my profile, I'm logged into my account, so only I can see this and my client can see this. And so how this works is when I'm working on the script, I get the script and he has access to it on his end and he can test it to make sure it's working as intended. And then once he was happy with the script, he sent over payment to me and I sent him back the source code. And I'm still working on the script, so that's why it still exists. But when the job is over, I'll delete the script here, and that'll remove it from my records and his records, and only he will have the source code. And no one else ever knew it existed other than you guys, my students in this course, because I'm telling you right now about it. But that's just another option that I forgot to mention. So if I go back to here and I hit publish script, that's what this does down here. If you go invite only and you turn the lock on, now only I have access to the source code. I choose who can use it, and I must send the link to whoever else I want to access it. And whoever doesn't have the link has no idea it exists. So that's it for this lesson on publishing and updating your own scripts in the public library or privately if you want to go out and start doing private client work or creating your own premium indicators. And I believe I covered everything here. So if you have any questions, leave them in the discussion section. I'll get back to you when I can. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next lesson.